Hello? Jeez. Technical difficulties. What is going on? Urgh. Okay, give me a second here, guys. Window. What is... Oh my God. Welcome to 2026. Is this what it's going to be like? Is this what it's going to be like? Because holy crap. How's it going, guys? Welcome. It's good to see you guys. We got a few people in here. Good. Things are like all of a sudden messed up. I restarted my computer and it would not come up. My computer would not come up. Everything I typed, nothing would work. So I restarted it and it said, "Hey, it looks like you're trying to reset your password." No, nothing would work. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. How's it going? Wow. Just, hey. And signed under new PC? Maybe. And look, Ninjinzu was first in 2026. Ninjinzu was first. It is him, right? I can't. Okay. Why? And I got freaking airplanes flying over, all being loud. It is Ninjinzu. Hi, Ninjinzu. KP Senti. Bonobo Juice. Rufus the Red. Starfalks. Good to see you guys. Good to see you guys. And hey, we also need to get the old, what do you call it? The member view-a-thon thing. We need to get that set up. Haven't done that yet. So, there you go. But hey, what's going on? Okay. Green and yellow are my favorite colors to mix together. Love that shirt. Hey, it's a Choco Taco shirt. And he says, do a thing. I say, do the thing. I've been saying do the thing for years and years and years, but he says do a thing, and it's kind of funny. It's actually one of my favorite things is that he says is like, he's like, like if they're like playing, I don't know, Escape from Tarkov, and he hears some gunfire in the distance. He's like, hey, do you want to go do a war? I just think it's funny. Let's go do a war. So that's, I love Choco Taco. He's great. But anyway, new way to organize. Anybody else thinks he's using his butt? No, his butt, but no. It's basically a new way to organize my movies. And I want to show it off, but later. Not right now, but later. It's gonna be neat. It's gonna be neat. And I apologize for the lateness. Like I said, I don't know what happened to my computer, but it just ended up being stupid. And then when I hit the button to go live, my microphone wouldn't work. So it's just like, man, I don't know. Yeah. I like this new narration over the theme song. Well, I mean, I don't know about that. That was bad. Has anybody else been sick? Because seriously, I've been sick since Christmas Eve, and I've been sick ever since. And I'm just now, I mean, you could probably, I think my voice still sounds a little nasally, but it was a cold, but I also had a fever, and it was just bad. It was just really, really bad. So, and no, the keyboard didn't run out of batteries. It's got a lithium-ion battery in it, and that's what I don't understand, is I charged it the other day. It's at 100% right now. So there's no reason why It's like my computer, but even my mouse wasn't working. Like, it's like Bluetooth was shut off. It was just so weird. I don't know. Weird computer crap. I love tracking airplanes above me. I mean, it is kind of neat, but it's also like, man, there's a lot of air traffic. It's kind of crazy. I don't know. Run command to bring up my computer now, please. Oh, now that's Computer Commands 101. Feel free to copy paste. Hey, thank you. Thank you, sir. I thought that was a custom Order 42 shirt from the thumbnail. Oh no, it's Choco Taco. So, yeah. Another streamer that I really like. But anyway. And Derek, welcome. Good to see you. I say do the thing when I'm raging playing games or working on projects. We could watch that one movie. Which one? We were talking about the other night on Game Dave's stream that I've never seen the Blues Brothers. I've seen bits and pieces, but I've never seen the whole thing. And I have a feeling that that's going to be one of those movies that people are like, oh man, I love this movie. And then I watch it and I go, yeah, I mean, it's all right. Because I won't have any nostalgia for it. You know, does that movie work in this day and age? I don't know. Show off the butt later? I mean, I don't really have much of a butt anymore. I used to have kind of a donk, you know, but not anymore. Not anymore. Sega Steve, welcome, sir. Good to see you. It's been a while. Two cheeks sitting there making that butt. That's right. I've had a cough, but I think it's from working too much. Yeah, mine was, and hopefully I can keep it under control, but mine had that deep, phlegmy nastiness. It was just gross. And like my nose is stopping up again. I don't know. I was basically lamenting the fact that in my best of 2025 video, I did not mention how the bidet has literally changed my life. I should have mentioned it. It should have been something that I told the world, but I didn't. So you guys, any last minute, the last time we talked was what, the 23rd? I think. The day before I started getting sick. So did anybody get any cool Christmas presents? You know, did anybody get cool loot? Because I have a couple of things that I want to show off. Yeah. And then one thing that came in, well, actually kind of two things that came in, but whatever. And then some of the stuff that I've been watching while I was, but I'll be honest, I didn't watch nearly any movies when I was sick. If I watched a movie, it was something that I'd already seen 100 times. So I watched which one did I watch? Oh no, I don't think I ended up watching any of the Avengers. I was going to watch one of the Avengers movies because those are just kind of like, you know, you can just watch it. But I didn't end up watching that. And I ended up watching something else. And I can't remember what it was. But you know, that's usually what I do is I'll put on a movie that I've seen 100 times, you know, instead of watching a brand new movie that I have to pay attention and all that kind of stuff. So that way, if I fall asleep, no big deal. I already know the movie, you know. But yeah, I watched a lot of streaming. Just a lot of the burnt peanut is really a lot of burnt peanut, a lot of Choco Taco, Halifax, Corky Cork, basically a lot of just a lot of variety. Stone Mountain. Anybody watch Stone Mountain? He plays Arc Raiders. He's been playing Arc Raiders a lot lately. Yeah, so that's pretty much, yeah. But when my brain started working again and I started like, okay, now I can actually think, you know, and the fog is cleared enough where I can pay attention, I started watching some of the older films that were on my list. So I don't have the lurgy. anymore. But yeah. Open source air traffic tracking, and it's cool. If you want to feel irrationally scared, just zoom out a lot. Oh, I know. I mean, I don't remember what tracking app that I have, but I have a pretty cool app that does that. It's annoying when you have an airport as big as DFW. We hear them all the time too. Well, see, DFW is close, but it's not the airport that causes me problems. But hey, yeah. Time to watch Blues Brothers. I don't know. It's an okay movie. I like it. It's a silly movie. Okay. And Happy New Year to all of you. I mean, it's the 6th, and who is it? Somebody says, who is it? Is it Curb the Enthusiasm guy? He says that hold on a second. Anybody watch Stranger Things? Was anyone like, okay, let me qualify all of this. I watched Stranger Things once. Like when it came out, we watched it, and when the seasons would come out, we would watch it, and then I never go back to it. And I never really think about it. It's fine. It's a fine show. I think for my money, seasons 1 and season 4, those were my favorite seasons. Those were, I think, the best seasons. But I always thought it was just fine, you know? April, of course, was really interested in watching it. And I knew, well, we were trying to watch it before the stream, just in case, you know, somebody wanted to talk about it or whatever. Of course, try to keep it spoiler free, you know? But I was a little, I wouldn't say let down, really. I was just like, oh, okay. That's pretty much how now I will say that I think the actors, I think they did a great job. They made me tear up. Their emotions felt real. And maybe it was real because, you know, they also knew that this was kind of the end of an era for them. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it was good. It was good. It's fine. It's fine. Now there's this talk about in episode 9, another episode. I don't know what's going on there, but I don't know. Anybody know anything about it? Deep phlegm is from something more severe, I bet. Maybe bronchitis. Well, it's clearing up. And it's just congestion, you know? And it's like I said, I'm doing better. I'm doing better. I mean, 2 days ago, I couldn't talk for more than 10 seconds without starting to cough. Because I was going to try to record my best of 2025 or my wrap up 2025 video. Because there's best and worst and all kinds of stuff in there. And I just couldn't do it. I couldn't talk, you know, without coughing a lot. So Rob squats. You do Rob squats so you can donk it up. Get that donk going. Robert Rivera, good to see you, sir. Welcome. It is good to see you. What is going on here? Why is this all? Oh, okay. Weird. The little YouTube thing was all like all over the place and like analytics and stuff. And I'm like, I don't care about that. You have a story to share after stream. Rob famous? I don't know about that. You said something about that in the Discord, KB Sinti, and I don't believe you. May not be the best idea to let the world know. Wait, to let the world know you enjoy a warm stream of fluid being shot at your butt. You know what, Sega Steve? I was definitely I wouldn't say a naysayer. I was just kind of like, I don't know. But literally changed my life. For Crohn's Boy, Changed my life, man. Changed my life. It's great. Everyone should get one, especially if you poop a lot, like this guy. Now, here, I'm gonna, how do I do this? Son of a, woo, things are not working. Okay, let me pull that up. Let's see if that works. Okay, that works. Okay, that works well. Fine. Okay. Hold on, I'm clicking buttons here just to see if this will work. Okay, it works. Okay, good. Now, let's try this. Okay, it works. Okay. That's good. Does this work? Yay! It works. Good. Okay, so things are okay, I think. I made an effing game console, made 30 games for it, and a version 2. Last night I figured out how to make graphics and started on a Digimon clone that has an animated egg. Bowderman, okay. Rufus, I'm happy for you. I don't know what most of those words mean, but I'm happy for you. I'm happy that you're happy. You know? I am. I always forget Rob surfs the internet too. It fascinates me. What do you mean? Like, that's how I find most of my news. That's just going to happen, I think. You know, it's just going to have to happen. You know, get those coughs out, you know, get it out. But yeah, I don't understand. I'm a big, I mean, I love reading especially entertainment news, movie news, streaming news, stuff like that. I love that stuff. Long time no see, buddy. Well, Robert, it's good to see you too. Shozama, good to see you. And Shozama, I think you'll really, you might be interested in this thing. It's not for everybody, but this way I've organized my movies is kind of cool. I was sick earlier, then got better before Christmas, so I guess I did tag, and then Rob got sick. Well, I don't honestly know if I got it from somebody or if it was just being around a bunch of people for Christmas and me being, you know, I take immunosuppressants because of the Crohn's. So who knows? I just made a game that is a cyberpunk hacking RPG that is just columns for the Sega Genesis with extra steps. It's just a musical version of Ghostbusters, Aykroyd in it. You're saying a lot of words, Rufus. A lot of words. See, can you hear that? Like, as I'm talking, can you hear? I don't know if you can hear it. It's loud. I think I saw tons of merch of it at Target. Oh, Stranger Things? I don't watch things that are strange. I haven't watched Stranger Things episode 5. Oh, well, there you go. I see the Stranger Things episode 9 waiting room has started here. Beat 'em ups. Wood. Welcome, sir. I hope you don't mind that I used a picture of us in my video. I hope you don't mind. It's just a quick, you know, just basically saying that I appreciate you and that you've helped me. So, cheers. So Stranger Things, it's not a show for me. Just got really bored and can't get into it. Okay, well, there you go. See, I mean, that's just the way it happens. Samuel, welcome. Good to see you. I watched the first couple seasons. The Dungeons & Dragons stuff is cool. Vecna Returns is a second edition book from the 80s, so it's cool seeing Dungeons & Dragons lore brought to an 80s Goonies style format. Yes, it is neat. I saw the new Dave Chappelle Unstoppable Great Special, then went to see Stranger Things, but Netflix stopped working since using my friend's account. See? Now, here's the thing. I haven't watched the Chappelle one yet. I did watch the Ricky Gervais one. It was okay. He definitely, his style of humor is definitely more of a like chuckle worthy, you know, but Dave Chappelle makes me laugh. I just haven't watched it yet. But I'm not a playa. I just cough a lot. I'm not sure what that means, but hey. Does my voice sound different? Like, does it sound nasally? Or is that just in my head? I don't know. Sounds different to me. And hello, Bucho. Good to see you, sir. Rob squats for when you want that badonk-a-donk butt. I got no butt. I used to have a butt. But not anymore. I made over $900 last week. I was shocked. It's winter. Really made up for the week off. I'm hype. Hey, Rufus. That's awesome. That's awesome. It's good to hear. I'm just kidding. Bidet butt. Yeah, exactly. I was worried that I had Crohn's until I told Rob I thought I had it. Now I'm less worried about my butt. That's good. Sir poops a lot, requires his bidet. Yes, Sega Steve. Seriously, it is like when I have to not use it, that doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? Like when I'm not able to use it, like if I'm out and about and it's like, oh, it just sucks. It just sucks, man. So I don't know. Jay made a top 5 Friday and used Billy's intro. I cried, such a tribute. I mean, it's one of those things that I think it's cool, but it's also like, it's weird. It's weird to see over on Jay's channel, but hey, it's not, like I said, that kind of stuff, not up to me. I mean, there's plenty of things that I like. There's an idea that I might end up doing at some point, that involves Billy, but it just feels weird, man. It feels weird to do something that is using his likeness, kind of. I say that, and then, well, you'll see. I have a story later. Like when you're a child and forget and don't realize the teachers at school have a life outside school and isn't just a robot that gets plugged in at night. I mean, yeah, I'm a real guy, and I watch movies and streaming and all kinds of shows. Adam Russell, hey Rob, hope you had a good holiday. Hey, thank you. I hope you did too. I mean, it was good, but I was also sick for a lot of it, and so like, and then in that weird fog, and I don't know if it's because of the immunosuppressants or what, but when I get sick, I get really sick, and I get sick for a long time. I mean, it's taken me almost 2 weeks to get over this thing, and I'm not over it 100%. And it's annoying. Oh, Blues Brothers is Ghostbusters with music. Okay. It's got that same kind of feel. Okay. So it's weird too, because it's like it was 72 degrees today. Doesn't even feel like winter. That's why I turned the snow off. I'm like, why? It just feels weird. You sound like Rob to me? Okay. All right. Get up off of that thing. This summer, the world is feeling like chaos, and only one man will bring order. Click, clack. Rob is the organizer. June 11th, 2026 in IMAX. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. I just think it's a cool thing, and it's something that it kept my mind busy while I was being sick and couldn't really do anything. You got a release date for your book, Derek. It's coming out in February. I'm hoping it's within the same ballpark as Pumpkin Man. Well, I think Pumpkin Man is on the back burner. You know what I mean? But dude, congratulations. And seriously, send any info my way, and I will, man, we'll support. We'll do something. Whether it's if you want, you can, we can do, Derek, email me, order42show@gmail. Just email me if you want to do like a little interview type thing, and I can we can just do a little show kind of thing. Seriously, I want to help get the word out. And again, I'm a small little channel, but hey, every little bit helps. I think it's cool. I think it's really, really awesome. Anybody that completes something, I think we should champion that. We should applaud that. So yeah, congratulations. I'm so happy for you. Yes, for sure. For sure, Derek. For sure. I haven't watched most of the new stuff he put out, but I do have to say it's cool that he's putting more stuff out in general. I'm not sure who you're talking about, KP Senti. Who are we talking about? He will now be Sir Poops a lot? Okay. Sounds good. Bidet is a game changer. No more skid marks. I mean, Grim Raider, it's more than that. It's more than that. It's the for a guy that Jay, gotcha. Uh yeah, it's more than that. It's just a comfort thing, for I mean, it's just a thing. It's not just Crohn's, it's the fact that I don't have a large intestine, colon. I go a lot, okay? That's just what happens. I go a lot. And man, it's so nice. It's so nice. So, there you go. Elementary school, you see your teacher drive off in a car one time, mind blown. What? I know, it's almost like, wait, I thought they lived here. I thought this is who they are. They're just here. I get that. Or when you see them in a grocery store, I saw my kindergarten teacher at some like a Pizza Hut or something, and it freaked me out. But that's weird. Did I see that movie Rental Family, the new movie with Brendan Fraser? Looked good. Adam Russell, I did not. I've heard of it. In fact, it was on Chris Stuckman's Best of 2025. I heard it's a real tear jerker. There's many movies that I haven't seen. I haven't seen that. What is it? Is it called Sentimental Value? Is that what it's called? I think it is. With Skarsgård. Yes, this one. I heard this one is excellent. And what you were talking about was Rental Family. If I can freaking this movie. I have not seen it. And it sounds interesting. That the movie that was on Chris Stuckman's best of like his favorite movie of the year was this movie, No Other Choice, which is a Korean film. Yeah, comedy thriller. I want to see it. I mean those are pretty much any movie that people are talking about. I want to watch it, but I just I haven't gotten around to. I mean, I want to see Marty Supreme, and I haven't been able to get out to the theater. Now I am going to the theater. Hey, if you're a fan of Labyrinth, the movie Labyrinth, for the 40th anniversary, it will be screening in theaters starting Thursday. So if you're interested, go pick up tickets, because my nearest theater, they weren't sold out, but all the middle row was gone. So we're actually having to drive a little further to get to a theater that has plenty of seats. So yeah, if you're interested, seeing that in the theater is going to be really, really interesting. I don't actually remember if I saw it in the theater when I would have been 10. I don't know if I saw it in the theater or not, but since, that's kind of my wife and I, it's kind of our movie. It's the movie. It's kind of like the movie that we watched together when we were first dating and all that kind of stuff. It's important. It's important for us to go see it, so we're gonna go see it on Thursday, and I'm actually kind of excited to see it in the theater. To see it that big, with that much detail, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. But thank you, Adam. Like I said, it's definitely one that I need to keep in my mind going forward. The Blues Brothers album Briefcase Full of Blues was one of my first CDs, either from Columbia House or BMG. I still have the CD. It's such a great listen. Well, there you go. There you go. Nice. And That's one thing that it's kind of funny that these days, if you say Columbia House or BMG, nobody knows what, like kids these days, they don't know how cool that was to get, 12 albums for the price of a penny. You know what I mean? It's like that was such a cool way to build up your music collection. I totally did it. Back then. So, yeah. KP Senti, I do not know what you're talking about. I should say my name, take out the A. There's a Clarence episode that went over this. He had a little breakdown seeing his teacher gotcha. Now I get it. Speaking of teachers outside their cages, I wonder if anyone has ever run into one of their teachers at an adult bookstore or theater, maybe even met at the, wow. No, but I mean, that would be really, really weird and very awkward. I mean, it would have to be after you graduated or whatever, right? That would be very strange. I watched a bunch of movies that people didn't talk about over the holidays, movies from the 30s. Oh, so did I. Shazama. So did I. Have I seen the movie Pleasure? No, but am I going to? Bella Cherry arrives in Los Angeles with dreams of becoming an adult film star, but she soon learns that fame won't come easy as she harnesses her ambition and cunning to rise to the top of this memorizing and singular world. From Sweden? If that's the movie, no, I have not. I have not seen that movie. It's weird. Like movies like Anora, movies like Boogie Nights, I don't find myself, really getting. I'm just not as I'm not as into those movies anymore, or that kind of movie, like the seedy side of whatever. And it's like it's just not my thing anymore. I mean, it used to be like something that it was such a new thing and it was so interesting, and especially like Boogie Nights back in the day. And that was a movie that was like man, this movie's just like really pushing the limits and blah blah blah. And it's like now it's like I don't feel like there are many limits anymore, and it almost feels like pushing the limits for, you know what I mean? Like it's just pushing limits. It's not, doesn't really have any, doesn't have much to say, I guess. I don't know. But who knows? It might be good. I don't know. I found CDs with that as the barcode. Yes. Yeah. It actually kind of sucked when you found like, oh man. In fact, I think yeah. My Message in a Box. The Police. Manufacturer for BMG Direct Marketing. I mean, it's the actual thing. It just doesn't have a barcode. But man, I love The Police. Well, as you know, I mean, I showed that up. So anyway, I snagged a bunch of 30s Disney cartoons to play on my streams when I do Be Right Back. That's not a bad idea, especially if they are in public domain now. Then yeah, that's actually kind of cool. I met up with a professor before. What's with the we'll just leave it at that. I still have the commercial song stuck in my head all these years later. Columbia House giving all the something best in entertainment. Columbia House something America. I don't remember that at all. Yeah, Shozama is definitely like he likes old movies, picks them up, discover movies either from seeing stars and want to see their catalog or discover from directors or writers. Yeah, it's actually kind of a fun way to find some sort of hidden gems. Like I'll be honest with you, man. My new fascination is with William Holden and Myrna Loy. Like I want to see everything with them because they're so good. They're just so good in every movie I've seen them in. Like the Thin Man movies were just so great, so great. It's why I picked up My Man Godfrey, and there's some movies I'm going to talk about that have Myrna Loy in it. It's great stuff. They're so good. So I totally get that. My favorite movies aren't seedy. It's the ones that show the softer side of Sears. We just got a bunch of new stuff added to public domain for 1930. That's right. In fact, look, I am not affiliated with this guy or anything like that, but I've kind of become a fan of his ever since, well, it was because of Robert Meyer Burnett, but it was also because of the True Noir, that radio drama that I talked about that I really liked. Well, the writer of that, Max Allan Collins, who also wrote the comic, the graphic novel, The Road to Perdition, his favorite book of all time was The Maltese Falcon. And what he did was he found out that, yes, it's in the public domain. And so 2 days ago, or actually, I think it comes out today, actually. He wrote Return of the Maltese Falcon. So I want to read this because I love the Maltese Falcon. It's so good. Such a good story. Dashiell Hammett, I read it as part of the Dashiell Hammett collection that I have up there. So that's kind of interesting that he wrote a sequel to the Maltese Falcon. And that's pretty cool. So there you go. I remember watching a YouTuber explaining the whole Columbia House BGM thing. It's so silly. Apparently the company tried to go after kids and parents were like, what the F? Go away, they kids. The thing that sucked about the whole BMG Columbia House thing is you would have to, it was like, hey, you're going to get all of these CDs for a penny, but then you're going to have to buy some CDs at full price for, it's kind of like a music club. That's basically what it was. But you're going to have to buy so many at full price after that. And what sucked is if you didn't pick one and didn't fulfill your obligation, they would send you things and then charge you for them. And you would just end up with random artists that you don't care about. And that kind of sucked. So I had to make sure that I knew I had a plan. You know, it's like, okay, I'm going to buy this CD, then this CD, then this CD. And then over the price, the 12, however many CDs that you had to buy, which I can't remember, it equaled out. Like, it was okay. It wasn't that bad. But I had to plan for it. But that was one of the ones that I got on the BMG thing. Because that police set was kind of expensive at the time. I don't know how much that is now. I'm just kind of curious. Message in a box. Shopping. Okay. The police. $25, $30, $30, $25. And then this one over here is $243. Like, why? Is it because it's sealed? Like brand new in the box? It's got to be. Yeah. I don't care about that. I mean, it's a cool set if you're into the police. But anyway. Yeah. Terrence Hill was my favorite rabbit hole after finding an actor. Yeah. What did I watch? I watched a couple of Terrence Hill movies a couple of years ago when I was watching a lot of Tubi. And I was watching Tubi because I was hanging out over at my in-laws' house with my ailing father-in-law. And I watched, I remember watching the movie Sabata with Lee Van Cleef. It was one of those movies that always stuck in my head because I'm like, what a strange title for a movie. And it was on there on Tubi and I'm like, I'm going to watch it. So I watched it. It was all right. But the Terrence Hill definitely had charisma for sure. I think you mean William Powell, not William Holden. Did I say William Holden? William Powell. Did I say William Holden? Who's William Holden? Anyway, yes, that's what I meant. And yeah, my man Godfrey is on, I bought it on Criterion. I just haven't watched it yet. I really like old Basil Rathbone and Nigel Bruce Sherlock Holmes. I listen to them when I go to work early or stay late. 224 pages. That's right. 224 pages. It's not that much. That's actually pretty short. I think it was like kids technically couldn't legally be binded. Well, that's the thing though, is that, parents would do it. You know what I mean? William Holden was Sunset Boulevard and Bridge on the River Kwai. Okay, well I just messed up then. Yeah, I just said the wrong name. And it's 6 letters. The last I've talked about this. I get actors with the same number of letters in their name, I'll get them confused. I will totally get them confused. Now let me look at William Holden. Oh, well, I mean, okay. Can we just Okay, there's no reason why I would have gotten them confused visually. Like at all. I just said William Holden instead of William Powell. I apologize. I apologize. For K-pop though. I mean, yeah, it probably would work. And it's because there's such a physical the K-pop is such a physical thing. You know what I mean? Like the part of the reason why it's so popular is because it's of the physical element to it, which I get. So, yeah. I recently heard someone talking Columbia House and then saying if you paid them, you're an idiot. Just get a bunch of CDs and bail. I mean, you're not wrong. I just don't know how that works. Like, I don't know. I followed the rules because I'm a rule follower. But yeah. And then Jinzu, welcome. You were first. First in 2026. My mom took advantage of it. Sublime, Sugar Ray, TLC, Tupac. It was rad. Yeah. Getting all those CDs is awesome. Was playing Minecraft with the little one in a bit. Kind of went over time. Hey, it's no big deal. It's no big deal. At least you're here. They Call Me Trinity. That's the one I watched. That's the one I watched was They Call Me Trinity. For sure. Yeah, Sabata was okay. Yeah. 7th level. Hey, what's going on? Yes. Trinity was... Yeah, the Trinity is my name. Yeah, They Call Me Trinity and all that kind of stuff. William Holden this dick. I only just made the Fiddler on the Roof if I was a rich girl connection. I always thought everybody was ripping off Gwen. Interesting. My Name is Nobody was my favorite Trinity flick. Yeah, I don't remember which one that I watched, but I watched one of them with the guy that was always in the movie with him. And I can't remember his name. But you probably know because you're a fan. You're a fan of it. Really quick, I just want to throw this out there for those of you who are into the physical media. There are a couple of sales going on right now that are really good. Number one, at Barnes & Noble, all Arrow, and I believe there's another one that's on sale. Let's see. It's... Get off. Why is it taking so long? Powerhouse Indicator. So Indicator and Arrow are on sale right now, and for some reason, everything is loading really slow. I've dropped 26 frames. But yeah, Indicator and Powerhouse. I don't know who Powerhouse is. But yeah, Arrow movies. The Mask just recently came out. There's Carlito's Way. Of course, the Dark City, Amazing Dark City. You can get the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles that just came out, 50% off. at Barnes and Noble, and in most cases, Barnes and Noble are also. I mean, I'm sorry, Amazon is usually price matching those, kind of like they do with Criterion. So if you're interested, there's that. And then also, Amazon is running a $33 for 3 items sale. And a lot of brand new movies are on here. There's F1, there's Jurassic World Rebirth, there's Superman, there's Nosferatu, which isn't brand new, but the Phoenician Scheme from this year. I saw, let's see, what was some of the other movies? Well, there's the Maltese Falcon. Weapons is on there. So yeah, there's a ton of great movies. There's Constantine, the recent Constantine 4K release. So these are all 4K movies, 3 for $33 on Amazon. Howard the Duck if you want it. I mean, if you want it. So if you're interested, those sales are going on right now, and they're kind of awesome. And yeah, Jurassic World Refund. Yeah. Here's the thing, though. I mean, I'm not going to belittle anybody that likes those movies. It's just not for me. It's not for me. So, Bud Spencer. Yes, Style Fox. Bud Spencer. That was definitely it. I think The Man with No Name is a ripoff of Eastwood, but they're all ripoffs of old Samurai Ronin stories. I mean, yeah. I mean, definitely the Sergio Leone came first, but then the Trinity movies. I mean, everybody was making movies like that, though, in that period of time. And it started with Eastwood and Sergio Leone. So his name in the movie is Bambino, and his he's his older brother. Yes. First Terence Hill I saw was Super Fuzz, where a cop gets super duper powers. Anyway, his only weakness is the color red. I think outside of the US it was called Super Snooper. Never heard of it. Wow. Yeah, Trinity was 70. Man with No Name was the 60s. Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely the Sergio Leone movies came first. But both Italian made, yes, absolutely. Amazon, those tricky folks, 3 for $33, but the Amazon free shipping threshold is $35 before tax. But here's the thing, though. Here's the weird thing, is at least Wario said this, that even if you don't do, like say you do 4 movies, so that should be $33 plus whatever the cost of that other movie is. That other movie, if it's in the list, you'll still get it for $11. So it's basically 3 for $33 and each additional movie is $11. Now, I haven't tried this, but if that's true, that's pretty cool. Now, I saw Boogie Nights on the list. There was a lot of movies that I was like, I kind of want to get those. But also, this is one of the things that is one of the biggest problems with physical media these days, especially when it comes to newer releases. With newer releases, you don't get all of the special features you get are very fluff. You know, they're fluff type stuff. It's oh yeah, everybody loved working together. It's only after years and years that time passes, and then, you know, history kind of judges what the movie's stamp on pop culture was. And it's only after a period of time do you start to get, you know, looking back, you start to see things a little differently, and you get really interesting conversations with people, you know, members of the cast, members of the crew. Those are the kind of movies that I have kind of gravitated toward. And it's hard for me to pay full price for a brand new movie when all you're getting is the movie and a couple of fluff special features. Now, every now and then you'll get, you know, something really, really cool, like on the Civil War release, when you get that amazing documentary of the making of the movie by that guy that I really like. I talk about him all the time. He did the Blade Runner stuff. He did a lot of the Ridley Scott stuff. I can't remember his name. But anyway, really, really good documentary on the making of Civil War. But every now and then you get a good special edition. But for the most part, it's almost movie only. You know what I mean? It might as well be movie only at that point, which is kind of a bummer. And that's part of the reason why, I haven't bought a lot of that stuff. And yeah, look at that list that I put up there. 2026 has some of the biggest directors with movies coming out. I mean, you've got Christopher Nolan with The Odyssey. You've got Steven Spielberg with Disclosure Day. You've got Denis Villeneuve with Dune Part 3. And Ridley Scott with The Dog Stars. Now, I know a lot of people, nobody voted for The Dog Stars, and that's fine. But, you know me, I'm a Ridley Scott fan. I read The Dog Stars, the book that it's based on, and it's a great book. And I'm really, really interested in how that movie's going to play out, if it's going to play out well. It sounds awesome. So we'll see. But yeah, next year is going to, or this year is going to be nuts, which is crazy to say that it's 2026. But yeah, it's going to be nuts. And right now, The Odyssey is the movie that everybody seems to be looking forward to. Well, not everybody. 55% of the votes. That's pretty cool, though. Yeah. Where's my 4K remaster box set of Band of Brothers? I'm waiting. Yeah, I don't know. That's the weird thing is I don't know if they'll do a 4K release of that. And I guess it would highly depend. And this is stuff I don't know. It would depend on how it was shot and how the effects were finished and all that stuff. Because when you blow up standard definition to 4K, it can look kind of funky. And maybe, I don't know if it was shot on film or not. Maybe all the effects were done just in HD, in which case, when you blow that up to 4K, it's gonna look funky, I mean, I have the Blu-rays, don't I? Yeah. I have the Blu-rays of Band of Brothers, but yeah, I mean, it might be just as good to just have it. It's kind of like I was really irritated that there wasn't a Blu-ray copy of Carl Sagan's Cosmos. And it's because it was shot basically in standard definition video. It wasn't shot on film. So, and a lot of all the effects and everything was done on standard definition video. So, yeah, it just doesn't make sense to try to put it on Blu-ray because it's literally just what it's doing. What's your DVD player or Blu-ray player is doing now. It's upsampling that. And I think it's the same thing. I don't think you're going to get. And Boogie Nights should have had an extra feature that was the making of the fake Dunger. Yeah, that's the thing about Boogie Nights is like, I've seen it and it's kind of like, it's good, but it's also not the kind of movie that I want to go back and watch. Now, I will say, I think One Battle After Another is that kind of movie that I want to watch multiple times. I'm excited to pick it up in 4K, because I think that's going to be a movie that I want to watch again and again and again. And there's a couple of Paul Thomas Anderson movies that I haven't seen. I haven't seen The Master, and I haven't seen The Phantom Thread. And I think those are the only movies of his that I haven't seen. But I want to see those, I mean, yeah. You know what? That's an Aqua Teen Hunger Force quote. I always assume it was from Carlito's Way, but it turns out it's a Mad Max reference, and they say Carlito instead of Kundalini wants his hand back. Okay. I don't know what that is. And there's Movie High Club, man. Movie High Club with the great questions. We'll get to those. We'll get to those in a second. I need a 4K of a bunch of Fox stuff like Die Hard movies besides the first one. I mean, you're not wrong. I was thinking about it the other day. If it's true that we're getting Speed Racer, which is a Warner Brothers title, if it's true that we're getting Speed Racer this year, that's one movie off the list for me. There's I want Contact. You know, the problem with that, same thing. That time period, I can guarantee you that they didn't do all the effects for Contact. They didn't do those in 4K. So that is going to be a pretty extensive remastering process, or they're going to do some sort of digital upscaling and all that kind of stuff, which could get it into some trouble. But I love Contact so much, and I just think it's got to be in my top 10. It may be in my top 10 all time. I love that movie so much. And it's partially because of Carl Sagan too. Because of, he wrote it. But there's also a Fox title, Strange Days. Now, if you've looked into this movie, I've talked about this movie countless times. That's a movie that, because of the subject matter, it is going to be very, very difficult for Disney to want to release that title as a, new release and all that kind of stuff. I get it. I understand. But please, somebody give Strange Days to Arrow or Second Sight. Please release this movie in a high quality format, because Speed Racer is another one of those movies where it's like, it looks so amazing in Blu-ray. It would just look even more amazing with HDR graded and all that kind of stuff. I mean, it would be great. Strange Days is another one of those movies, and to me it's my favorite. Is it my favorite Ralph Fiennes performance? I think it is. And as I said before, I think Angela Bassett is incredibly hot in that movie. I love her so much. And that movie made me a fan of hers. And she's great in it. And it's got Michael Wincott, and it's got the crazy, and it's James Cameron wrote it. It's awesome. Strange Days is awesome. But it's also it's difficult because of the subject matter. I mean, it's got racial stuff. It's got sex stuff in it. It's a rough movie, but I want those. Those are my top 3 that I can think of that I really want. And all of those have sort of the same sort of problem. And that is, it was created in a time when you were creating it for HD. It wasn't shot. There was a lot of, digital effects, and those digital effects do not translate well to 4K. That's a problem. So, but I want to see them. I hope they do those. Speed Racer is my number 1. I want to see Speed Racer in 4K. And Contact would be right after that, and then Strange Days is definitely up there. So, okay. So Movie High Club says best Bruce Willis movies, best 2. Well, the first one would have to be Die Hard. Die Hard is. I still think that Die Hard may be the best action movie ever. I don't know. That's really difficult. Because I'd have to watch a bunch of action movies. Like, a lot of people might say Predator or something like that, but Predator is more of a sci-fi action. I'm talking about just a pure action film. I think Die Hard has it. But the John Wick films are kind of amazing too. I just love Die Hard. But anyway, we're talking about Bruce Willis now. I think my second favorite Bruce Willis performance. Well, you say best Bruce Willis movie. That's really difficult, because I think his best performance is probably in 12 Monkeys. I love that movie. I think he's great in it. What else? What else could he? I mean, maybe Sixth Sense. I don't know. Those are probably my top 2. Who had better movies, Jim Carrey or Adam Sandler? In my opinion, Jim Carrey. Like, no question. I think Jim Carrey is one of those once in a lifetime type performers that is just, he's so good in so many different kinds of movies too. Now, Adam Sandler, look, I was impressed with him in what I saw of Uncut Gems, but I had to turn that movie off because it just made me so uncomfortable, and I was not in the mindset to watch it. And I still haven't gone back to it. But I still think that Jim Carrey is probably my favorite. SD on Blu-ray would be better than DVD. SD on Blu-ray would be better than DVD. You get better codec and higher bit rate. For sure, KP Senti, but you're also talking about is it worth it for the rights holders to spend that money rather than just keep selling the DVD? Because there's still a lot of people that only have DVD, and it's kind of nuts, but you look at the sales and that's just the way it is. Punch Drunk Love is greater than Eternal Sunshine. Truman Show is greater than Punch Drunk Love. I don't agree with either one of, well, I might agree with Truman Show being better than Punch Drunk Love, but I think Eternal Sunshine is the best of all those. I love Eternal Sunshine. I love it so much. Punch Drunk Love, I remember going, yeah, it's fine. But it was not my favorite Paul Thomas Anderson movie, and it wasn't my favorite Adam Sandler movie. So, I don't know. Cars looks amazing, awesome on Blu-ray. It looks amazing in 4K. Strange Days was such a good movie. Oh, man, I love it so much. And Ralph Fiennes is so... I love his character. I love a character that you're like, man, what a scummy piece of crap. But then you see that he's got a heart, and he really, I just love it. I love it. And I think part of it too is that he's almost like addicted to this stuff. And anyway, it's a great movie. It's just a great movie. I tried to get into 23 and couldn't. I need to try again. I'm 40 instead of 20. Number 23 is pretty good. I remember liking that movie. I like it. 23 is my top Jim movie next to the usual Ace Ventura movies and Dumb and Dumber. Yeah. Huh. Ho, ho, ho. Now I got a Sam's Club card. Fifth Element. Ito Ramos, welcome. Good to see you. What about Fifth Element? Oh, Bruce Willis. Yeah, I like The Fifth Element a lot. But I honestly have watched 12 Monkeys way more than The Fifth Element. I like The Fifth Element. It's a really, really fun movie. It seems like he's having a lot of fun in that movie. But there's, man, dude, 12 Monkeys is just, I think it's because it's so odd, but the logic seems to work. I love that movie, man. I love that movie. Live Free or Die Hard? Grim Raider says Sisu 1 and 2 are some of the best action films. I keep hearing about that, and I keep wanting to see it, and I still haven't watched them. It's a good one. I really hated what Glass did to... Where'd that go? That was 7th. Oh, there it is. I really hated what Glass did to Willis's Unbreakable character. Yeah, I mean, yes. I did not care for that one. I like to think of Unbreakable and what's the other movie? The James McAvoy Split. I like to think of them as separate. You know, I don't like the fact that and I think it's because of the way that Glass turned out. I prefer to think of Split, and of course I've only seen Split once, maybe twice. Unbreakable I've seen many times. I have the DVD of that. I loved it. That was one of those movies where the trailers did the movie no justice. I went into that movie thinking it was going to be a certain thing, and I came out of it going, okay, I kind of liked it, but it was not what I expected. And I had to sit with that movie for months before I really, really started to dig how good that movie is, you know? And Unbreakable is one of those movies that just, it grew on me. and I really, really ended up loving it. But then, Split was amazing. But then you start to make it, oh, okay, now we're doing like an MCU thing, and it's like, I don't know. Bruce Willis, Ace in Their Place movie was the M. Night Shyamalan flicks Unbreakable and Glass. Ace in Their Place movie. I don't know what that means. Oh, yeah. If it already has a DVD release, yeah, I don't see that. Glenn Harris, welcome. Good to see you. Happy Gilmore 2 is one of the worst movies I ever watched of Adam Sandler movies. I decided not to watch it because I think Happy Gilmore is probably my favorite Adam Sandler movie, and I didn't want it tainted in any way, my memory of it. I don't think no, I don't. I don't own that movie. Die Hard 2, I changed my mind. John Cusack, best 2 movies. And then Ethan Hawke. Okay. Okay, John Cusack. Better Off Dead has got to be my number 1 because I love that movie. I think I'm going to go with 1408. I really and again, I'm showing my Stephen King what do you call it? Bias, I guess, but I really enjoyed that movie and I thought he was really good in it. I also really liked him in that Runaway Jury. That's a movie that not a lot of people talk about, but I remember really liking that movie. I'm trying to think. What's the movie High Fidelity? That was pretty good. Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, Grosse Pointe Blank is great too. But for me, it's Better Off Dead and probably 1408. Boyhood and Waking Life. Rufus, you're just, man, you are just set. But for Ethan Hawke, it's probably going to be probably Before Sunrise. And Ethan Hawke. I'm going to have to look at his Ethan Hawke. Dead Poets of Black Phone. Yeah. I still haven't seen The Lowdown. Oh, Gattaca. Shit, I forgot about Gattaca. Gattaca's a good one, man. Gattaca is a good one. Oh, Predestination was what I was thinking. I forgot that he was in Magnificent Seven. That's a really fun movie too. Okay, based on what I'm seeing here, I'm gonna have to say that it's gonna have to be Before Sunrise and oh yeah, he was in The Northman. Yeah, The Northman. Yeah, forgot about that. Yeah, it's gonna have to be Before Sunrise and Gattaca. Those are my favorites. But there you go. Hey, Richard Linklater. I mean, there you go. Chris, what's going on? Happy Gilmore 2 sucks. Yeah, that's what I've heard. John Cusack has awesome rom-coms. I love it. Yeah, I mean, he's actually really good at that stuff, but it's one of those things where it's like for movies from 2025, when I start buying physical again, I want to pick up Ballerina, F1, and Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning on 4K. I want all of those on 4K too. Ballerina was so underrated this year. I hate that it didn't make any money. I hate it. is it was so good. I really, really enjoyed that one. And then F1 is phenomenal. The Final Reckoning, but I own all of them, so it's kind of like, let's see. Yeah, 1408. Hey, look at that. KP Senti saw 1408. Loved High Fidelity back in the day. Saw it many, many, many times. One Crazy Summer. Mr. D. Flago. What's going on? Good to see you. Yes, but to me, it's like, if you're going to pick between those two, it's kind of like, to me, Better Off Dead and One Crazy Summer are like two sides of the same coin, and you can only pick one. And so I picked Better Off Dead because it's the movie that I watched more. I liked One Crazy Summer just fine, but it's Better Off Dead for me. Explorers. I knew Seventh would pick something like Explorers. Look, Explorers was fine for the time, but that's one of those where it has, I can understand if you have nostalgia for it, but I'm talking about like, when I think of, especially like something like that, like, hey, your favorite Ethan Hawke movies. I think of the ones where he puts in a really good performance, And to me, if you haven't seen the Before Sunrise movies, man, you should watch those movies. Those movies are awesome. And I have the Criterion Before trilogy. I love it. But I don't know. That's just me. Happy Gilmore 2 sucks, but in a fun way. Tapeheads. NES Shredder. I don't think I ever watched Tapeheads. I would have loved High Fidelity, but Jack Flack annoyed the hell out of me. That's fair. I mean, you're right, Rufus, that is Ethan Hawke and Uma Thurman's daughter. Yes, that's true. I said it better, I think. Gattaca is so good. Yeah, it's really, really good. It's really good. Best movie, John Cusack, Adrian Brody, and Jackie Chan, Dragon Blade from 2015. I didn't know they were all in that. Least favorite 2 Stallone movies. I'm going to actually have to look at Sylvester Stallone. Movies. Oh yeah, let's look at this together. Okay, one of them is probably got to be gosh, I don't know. One of the Expendables probably. Stop or My Mom Will Shoot, maybe? Yeah, I don't know. I'll tell you this. This movie, here's a movie right here. Assassins. Here's one of those movies where it's like, I get it. It's not great, but I love this movie. I love this movie so much. I do. I love it. And I would love to see this in 4K. And isn't that written by the Wachowskis? Directed by Richard Donner. Yeah. Screenplay by the Wachowskis. Yeah. So, I love that movie. Over the Top. Oh, look, I gotta be honest, man. Nostalgia, I don't have nostalgia anymore. Like, nostalgia has, I think over the years, the nostalgia is kind of like, in fact, it's one of the things that I talk about in Chuckleheads. It's one of the things about, hey, you're trying to keep a video store open in this day and age. Anyway, my whole thing is that nostalgia is like, I remember liking a lot of movies as a kid that were, taped off a cable or whatever. I loved Howard the Duck. I watched Over the Top all the time, but man, those movies are not good, and at a certain point I start to go, you know what? I would rather watch a brand new movie, a new movie to me, a movie I've never seen before that's actually supposed to be good, and give that a chance, rather than watch an old movie that I used to like when I was a kid, but probably doesn't have that same whatever, that same pull, the same draw. And to me, Over the Top is exactly the kind of movie where if you like that movie, I totally get it. I totally get it. And some people, they hold on to that nostalgia stuff. I can't. I've let go of that stuff. And I can't, like, I don't know how many times I've almost bought Howard the Duck just to own it. But that movie's bad. That movie's bad on so many levels. And I just can't. I can't. So, and that's the thing. Look, I mean, you might disagree with that, but that's just me. I would rather watch another movie from that same year that I've never seen rather than watch another movie another time watch Over the Top. I don't need to see Over the Top anymore. It's just not my thing. But that's just my thing. And yeah, the Expendables movies. The night Lars' daddy died. I don't know, bro. Chokes out Jack Black. See, I don't know that movie that well. I've only seen High Fidelity once or twice, maybe. I always thought he was married to the French chick from American Werewolf in Paris. From Before Sunrise? You're talking about, I mean, I can see her face. I just can't remember her name right off the top of my head, but no. Love and Mercy and Training Day. Okay, now those are good ones. Well, Love and Mercy, I don't think I've ever seen, but Training Day for Ethan Hawke, for sure. I mean, Ethan Hawke he's really good in it, but I mean, he's kind of overshadowed, of course, by Denzel, or Denzel, as he said in an interview recently. 3 movies you wish would have a Blu-ray or 4K release that never got a release or just stuck on VHS or maybe stuck on DVD. I just mentioned 3 movies that I want in 4K badly. And that is Speed Racer. I would love to have Speed Racer in 4K. I want Contact in 4K. And I want Strange Days in 4K. Those are my top 3. Now, Strange Days never got to my knowledge, did not get a US Blu-ray release, but it does have a release in Germany, I believe. And I just haven't picked it up. I actually have a digital copy of Strange Days in HD, which is awesome. Just like I had a digital copy of Dogma before the 4Ks came out. But for me, those are my top 3. I want those in 4K yesterday. And I mean, this year I got Kingdom of Heaven and Master and Commander. I mean, those are, and Tombstone. Those are movies that I thought was great. Explorers is great, More Than Fine. See, Ito Ramos, that's another one of those movies where I liked it as a kid. You know, and I watched it, I wouldn't say, it was after I'd kind of grown up and was like, I want to see the new Richard Linklater movie starring Ethan Hawke called Blue Moon. I've heard about that. I've heard about Blue Moon, and apparently Ethan Hawke's performance in that is fantastic. And yes, that is definitely on my list. It's going to digital soon, so probably will be on sale soon afterwards. Yes, absolutely. Shozama, we're on the same wavelength on that one for sure. I haven't cared to watch Happy Madison or Billy Gilmore. Before Sunrise, that's what got that French chick in it. I thought they were married. That must be why you used them again in Waking Life. I need to watch those. You absolutely. Before Sunrise, especially, well, to me, Sunrise and Sunset are really good. Before Midnight is kind of a hard watch, but it's still good. To me, Sunrise and Sunset they're so good, man. They're so good. So good. Where am I? Expendables 4 sucked. And they just don't interest me. I mean, I get it. Any guilty pleasure movies you like to pop in a few times a year? Ninjinzu? If you look at, there's a video that I did where it's like, hey, these are movies that did not review well. They had really, really low, like Rotten Tomatoes or IMDb's or whatever. And these are movies that I love. Speed Racer is probably, like, I don't feel guilty about it, but it is my probably the worst movie that I really love. I've watched that so many times. It's stupid. Just dumb how many times I've seen that movie. It really is kind of dumb. And I can kind of realize why a lot of people don't really like that movie. But I love it. It's great. Over the top, come on, it's arm wrestling. I know, but it's not my thing. And it's cheesy as hell, man. It's just cheesy, man. Come on. Demolition Man, that's a good one. I really love Demolition Man. That's one that I keep going back and forth on buying on the Arrow sale. But it's like, man, I've seen that movie so many times. Do I really need it on 4K? I don't know. Flacco Schiavi? I've seen you before, but welcome. Good to see you. How are you doing? Question, name a movie you weren't fond of, but the uncut edition director's cut made you a fan, besides Kingdom of Heaven. I asked because I hated the remake of Poltergeist recently. Oh, hated the remake of Poltergeist, recently saw it uncut, and now love it. I can guarantee you that the one movie that I think it was the biggest 180 was Blade Runner. And I was so unconvinced by that movie when I first saw it. I was so like, I'm like, okay, I get it. I get why people like it, but this movie is not for me. And then watched it again and it's like, oh my God. And that was when I watched the final cut. But there's probably others. I'm trying to think of another movie that may have done a similar thing. Yeah, you can definitely hear my voices odd right now. I'm gonna go with that though. I think Blade Runner was probably the movie that for some reason it just clicked the second time, and the director's cut really helped of that. So I'll give you something uncut. I like Demolition Man, but I feel like a lot of people don't like it. It's one of those movies where it's right on that edge of being cheesy, but as long as it works for you, then who cares? I love that movie. I've seen it so many times, but that's the thing. I've seen it so many times. And it's like, I start thinking now about, I'm either buying something that I have never seen before, and it's going to be, I'm watching it in the best possible quality that I can watch this for the first time. Or it's a movie that I know I'm going to watch over and over and over. I'm going to watch multiple times. So the movie that I picked up, here, I'll just show you because I talked about it already. This is the only physical media release I got. And this was a pre-order that I pre-ordered months ago. And it came in and it was destroyed. And then I got the replacement, and the replacement is pretty much perfect. I mean, yeah, it's a little bent up here on the corner here, but this is perfect. The Amaray is actually intact. So Minority Report, this is a movie that I will watch multiple times. I know I will. So that's the reason that I went ahead and bought that. Catch Me If You Can, when I got that one too. I know that that's going to be a movie I'm going to watch over and over. Howard the Duck is never going to, I'm probably going to watch it once and go, haha, yeah, that really does suck. And it'd go on the shelf and never watch it again. And I'm trying not to do that. So yeah, Snipes is the man in Demolition Man for sure. I like that one feeling of nostalgia for things you didn't experience. I think it's called anemoia. I don't know what that is. Well, it's weird. It's like, to me, it's kind of like when I'll give you an example. And this is not what you're talking about, but it's a different kind of thing. It's the feeling that like when I first saw Wonder Woman. And I'm talking about the Gal Gadot Wonder Woman. And I could almost feel the it's almost like I was identifying with the idea of being like a little girl and seeing Wonder Woman kick ass and what that might do and what that might do to inspire. Just like, when growing up, Batman was awesome, and I wanted to be Batman. I could I could feel that by watching it, but it was almost like so what you're kind of saying is you're feeling nostalgic for something that you didn't experience. It's kind of the same feeling that I had watching Wonder Woman. Dude, watching Black Panther. Watching that movie and going, "Wow, man. This this is the kind of movie that inspires people. This is the kind of movie that makes people go, "Hey, I want to make movies. I want to, you know what I mean?" And that's kind of what you're saying, but I get that feeling a lot when I'm watching some of these older films. It's like, "Wow, can you imagine seeing this?" Okay, being the physical media nut that I am, there's these releases. I've talked about them before. Hammer Films, they've been releasing just these extravagant, beautiful editions of their movies. And one of them was for the movie called The Quatermass Experiment. And it's basically a cheesy mid 50s movie about a guy that sends these guys up in a rocket. The rocket crash lands to Earth, and the guy starts, changing and morphing and all that kind of stuff. It's the movie's cheesy as hell. But it's got this lavish, beautiful edition. Here, let me just show you. Hammer Films Quatermass 4K. Look at that set. Would you just look at it? Look at how okay, this is a gorgeous leather. It's probably fake leather, but this gorgeous box, and it's got all these like different versions of the movie, and it comes with a full book on like the making, and then this is a graphic novel, and I'm like, dude, I want this. I've never seen the movie before. I want this. And then I watched the movie. And man, I'm glad I didn't buy that. Because that movie is not for me. It's just not for me. But anyway. Peak cyberpunk? Peak? Blade Runner. That's peak cyberpunk. But Poltergeist remake is horrible. Didn't even know there was a DC of it. Yeah, Glenn, I didn't either. And the thing is I talk about nostalgia. I have nostalgia for that original Poltergeist movie, and even kind of a little bit for Poltergeist 2 with the, God is in his holy temple. All that stuff, right? I love that. Poltergeist scared the crap out of me, though. And guess what? That movie still kicks ass. Today, that movie kicks ass. So I never watched the remake for that reason. Yeah, Blade Runner's peak said, see, Star Fox, yeah. Best 3 remakes. The Thing. Because I always forget about The Thing, that The Thing was a remake. Ocean's 11. Mm, 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 mm. I would say the West Side Story, Spielberg's West Side Story, but I haven't seen it. I've heard it's really good though. Um, but The Thing is definitely number one. Man, that's a good question. I would say Sorcerer, but I don't know. I'll just say that so we can move on. Because otherwise we'll spend so much time. A couple of days ago, I imported the Blu-ray of Adventures of Ford Fairlane on purpose. See? There you go. If you got to do it, you need to do it. Necromancer is better than Blade Runner. We just never got a movie. People say Denzel. I always thought it was Denzel. Here's the thing. He was on a Graham Norton interview, and Graham Norton asked him about it, and he said it's actually Denzel, but that's my dad's name. And because of, every time, hey, Denzel, and both of them would come, they started calling him Denzel. He said either way is fine. But, oh, I didn't realize it was Denzel to start with. That's interesting. It can't be peak cyberpunk if you can't see it. I mean, yeah, not that type of guilty pleasure, no. I took my kid to see Speed Racer at a drive-in theater when it released. I love that movie so much, and I never saw it in the theater. I saw it afterward, and for some reason, it just completely 100% clicked for me in the first 5 minutes of that movie, and I said, I'm into this, and no one can stop me. I just loved it. And I was never even that big of a fan of the animated series, which I also own. Never forget, Taco Bell wins the fast food wars in the future. Yep, never forget. You met me in Austin, and we had a couple shots before I left. I would like a 4K release of Armageddon and The Rock. You know what, Glenn Harris? Glenn Harris. I agree with you. I'll say this. Buccio will tell you, I am not the biggest Michael Bay fan. But you cannot deny that those movies are incredibly entertaining. Both of those movies are, to me, Bad Boys doesn't even exist because Armageddon and The Rock are there. When I think Michael Bay, those are the two movies that I think of. That's just the way it is. And no one can change my mind. But I love those movies. And I have the Criterion Collection DVDs of Armageddon and The Rock because I love those movies so much. So I agree with that. I would like Criterion to do those, but I don't know if that'll ever happen. I'm sure there rights issues and all that kind of stuff that they probably can't do it now. That probably reverted back to, because those were, I mean, they were owned by Disney, but they weren't Disney proper, right? They were probably, were they Miramax? Here's Armageddon. Touchstone. Yeah, which is definitely a Criterion DVD. Number 40 was Arma-freaking-geddon. And this has got that very famous Ben Affleck commentary where he's basically talking shit on the movie, and it's so good. It's so funny. But yeah, I love those movies. Glenn, that's it. Those are great choices. That's Philip K. Dick, and I've never watched it. You need to. I didn't know who she was till someone told me. She asked if I wanted a shot, so I had one in my Jack and Coke. She paid for them. Interesting. I was wondering if you've watched Dinner in America yet. I have not. Let me see. Dinner in America 2020. Do I remember Kyle Gall? Oh, no. No, I have not. And it's on Tubi. What do you know? Is it on Tubi? Actually on Tubi? Because sometimes Google likes to lie to you. Have you noticed that? I've noticed that a lot lately. Dinner in America 2020. Oh, I guess I could show you what I'm doing. Stream, see, it's not on Tubi. Roku, okay, so you can rent it for 99 cents on Fandango. It's $5 on Fandango. Is it really? Nope. See, even Just Watch is wrong. So, but you rent it for $3.99, buy it for $9.99. But there's Kyle Gallner telling you after After Strange Darling, man, I'm a fan. Isn't that weird how like the last 2 years I picked two movies as my favorite movie of the year that nobody seems to care about. Nobody seems to care about Strange Darling, and nobody seems to care about Life of Chuck. Oh well. Collateral is my favorite Tom Cruise movie, then Days of Thunder. Then Days of Thunder. Okay. Collateral is probably, I don't know, between Collateral and Magnolia, those are probably my two favorite Tom Cruise performances. He's fantastic in Born on the 4th of July, but it's not my favorite movie. And Collateral and Magnolia are two like utterly like watchable movies. I love those two movies. I also really like Tom Cruise in A Few Good Men, but it's a little over the top. It's almost like he's trying to compete with Jack Nicholson. He hasn't learned restraint yet, and he's trying to overdo it to try to match. That's just what I get from it. But I still think that A Few Good Men is maybe my favorite. Nah, it's not my favorite Rob Reiner movie. What am I kidding? Princess Bride's my favorite Rob Reiner movie. But A Few Good Men is definitely up there. I love that movie so much. It's so good. It's so good. But no Grim Raider, and I need to see that Dinner in America for sure. Eddie Murphy, best three movies. That's going to be tough because I'm not a huge Eddie Murphy fan. I'm just not. I don't think he's that funny, and I don't think he's that great of an actor. Now, granted, there was that movie that he came out, it was a couple of years ago, the Mr. Church, I think, that I heard he was really good in, and it was on my watch list, and I never got around to seeing it. I'm looking here. Yeah, Mr. Church from 2016. Oh my God. Nutty Professor is going to be my number one on that because I actually really like that movie. I think it's really good. I don't actually think that, I know this is going to be one of those things. People are going to be mad, but I don't actually think that Coming to America or Beverly Hills Cop are that good. They're just not that funny to me. I mean, you do have to, I guess you kind of have to count Shrek in there. Shrek would definitely be up there. Harlem Nights was actually pretty good. Bowfinger's pretty good. Oh, I forgot about that I Spy movie. I never saw that. movie. I've been watching a lot of Owen Wilson lately for obvious reasons. But yeah. Little Shop of Horrors. Seeing the trailer for the new Dracula, it looks like they pulled a lot of the original plot work from the Gary Oldman film. Well, I mean, yeah, I did watch it, but favorite three sequels. Empire Strikes Back. Sorry, but it is. Probably Godfather 2. And Aliens? I mean, I'd have to think more about it. Jaws 2 would not be on the list, by the way. I mean, you could say The Dark Knight. That'd be a pretty good one. Pretty much any of the MCU movies after Iron Man, right? But no, I'm gonna stick with those. Like that movie Denzel was in when they had like a time machine or something and they can change the future and past or whatever. Was that Virtua? Wait, what? I don't know what movie you're talking about. You said my message backwards, Rob. Denzel is what everyone's been saying. I've been saying it as Denzel. Denzel. Well, whatever. Denzel is technically correct, but he actually said that Denzel is fine. I saw it at home and saw it 6 times on an international flight. Let's just say I understand the movie by the end of it. I don't know. Who is better actor, Corey Haim or Corey Feldman? Oosh. I would say Corey Feldman because he was in bigger movies like Stand By Me and um stuff like that. But I mean, that's pretty rough. It's pretty rough. I actually like him in The Lost Boys too. I watched The Rock in theater. I was too young. Oh, Rock is good. Loved Armageddon. Saw that in theaters with my dad and my brother. So much fun. If it's AI, it's probably lying. I mean, maybe. If you ask how long a day is in, say, 48 minutes, if you say it's not very bright, oh, yeah. New Google Gemini doesn't cry if you say mean things to it, but it lies to try to please you faster more often than now. I wanted to like Days of Thunder, but every time someone says cold trickle, I start snickering and it takes me out of it. I mean, you're right, but I still like that movie, but it's definitely not one of my favorites. Like it's fine. It's just a fine movie. The Golden Child is a movie that I actually don't like. I watched it and was like, it just didn't work for me. Eddie's Great and Dolomite is my name, but Coming to America is my favorite. Yeah, I never really thought it was that funny. Mulan, Shrek, and Delirious. Trading Places, I get that. Trading Places is pretty funny. But that's the thing. I feel like Eddie Murphy is that guy. And this is probably, I don't know, not everybody's going to agree with this. But to me, Eddie Murphy is that guy that is good in small amounts. And when it's all him, it's too much, at least for me. But that's me. That's me. Oh, Little Shop of Horrors for good remake. Oh, great one, Chris. That is a good remake because I forgot about that. Yes. That's a great one because it is really good. I really enjoy that one. Best 3 prequels. Oh, God. Godfather 2. That's tough. There's not a whole lot of prequels that really yeah. I mean, that one's tough. Temple of Doom. Deja Vu. Yeah, I remember that movie. I only saw it once. How is The Dark Knight so perfect? The actual cinema with an effing cartoon character cast. Are you asking because because it is perfect? Because I don't think it's quite perfect. I just think Heath Ledger was on another level. But yeah, best 2 Christian Slater movies. Oh my God. Gleaming the Cube and Cuffs. Now, probably my favorite. That's really tough, man. That's really tough because here's the thing. Christian Slater is like Pump Up the Volume. He's really good in that. But it's an okay movie. It's just okay. It's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. It's not bad. It's just okay. And it's very of the time. Cuffs is another one where it's very of the time. But like, dude, Interview with the Vampire? I really like him in that. And it's but no. Number 1 would be True Romance. For sure. And then probably Oops. I'm gonna have to look because I know that there's something I'm forgetting here. I guess I could do this so you can see. More. What the hell are all these? All right. So see, like I want to say Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. But definitely True Romance is number one. Broken Arrow. Very Bad Things. I forgot about that one. He had a pretty rough go on some of these. I didn't know he was in the Nymphomaniac movies. I'm gonna say, uh I'm gonna say True Romance and Broken Arrow, and I will not be taking any questions on that. Let's see. Wait. Wizard and Gleaming the Cube. Pluto Nash in 4K coming to your PO box for sure. No, sir. No, sir. Thank you. Who had better movies, Harrison Ford or Mark Hamill? I mean, definitely Harrison Ford. Like, no question. Harrison Ford. Like, I mean, I don't think that's even a competition. Golden Child and Big Trouble in Little China came out within months of each other, so in my humble opinion, Golden Child contributed to Big Trouble flopping. Oh, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. But Big Trouble in Little China definitely is such an odd film, period, that I understand why it flopped. But man, I love that. I love that movie. I mean, if you want to talk about favorite Kurt Russell movies, that's definitely my number one. Like, no question. My favorite Kurt Russell movie is Big Trouble in Little China. And that is even with Escape from New York and The Thing and all those other movies out there, you know, Tango and Cash or whatever movie you want to put in there. It doesn't matter. Big Trouble in Little China is my favorite Kurt Russell movie, period. It's just, I love it. And it's not nostalgia talking. That movie is funny today. My favorite Tom Cruise movie is best two Jack Nicholson movies. Chinatown, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. I mean, those are the two that I think are probably his best. I mean, A Few Good Men is definitely up there, but to me, those two movies are, man, they're good. Christian Bale is my favorite Bruce Wayne, and it's better than Heat. I do not like the last 30 minutes of Dark Knight or so. Basically, when it's the whole, you know, each one could blow up the other boat thing. It's just, it doesn't seem to work. And then Bruce Wayne seeing through the sonar thing. It just doesn't work. It gets goofy, and I don't like it being goofy. And it's also, I feel like the direction, it's hard to tell what the hell's going on in certain shots. And I don't like that. I feel like it's messy at the end. But that movie is just propelled by Heath Ledger. He is a force of nature in that movie, and it's fantastic. But that's just me. Gleaming the Cube in cuffs, hands down. Corey Haim Lucas was the best of the two Coreys. Possibly. I honestly don't remember seeing a whole lot of Corey Haim films other than The Lost Boys and License to Drive, which, you know, Heather Graham's first movie. I've basically been in love with Heather Graham since then. So, but True Romance, man. True Romance is the best Christian Slater movie. I don't care what anybody says. Nobody say Hard Rain either. Anyway. Top 3 overrated 90s movies. How much time you got? What's going on, Jody B? What's going on with you? Ride in the Whirlwind and The Departed. I'm not sure what those are. Who is the bigger star, Arnold or Stallone? Arnold. No question. Yeah, Big Trouble is mine as well. Mr. Colbiz, welcome, and yes. Feels good being right, doesn't it? Kurt Russell flew his plane during the Phoenix Lights incident. Exactly, Chris. I mean, that's not exactly why. But you think, Shozama, you think Nicholson as the Joker is better than One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest in Chinatown? I mean, hey, it's pretty bold. That's pretty bold. What was better movie, Adventures of Babysitting or Don't Tell Mom Babysitter's Dead? Well, both of them has Keith Coogan in it, who I have met and hung out with. And Keith Coogan's kind of awesome. He's an awesome guy. I would probably say Adventures of in Babysitting. I don't remember Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead. I remember a lot of Adventures of Babysitting, but it's been years since I've seen it in one of them. So, best two Nicolas Cage movies, The Rock and National Treasure. Shit. Wait, there's Raising Arizona. Raising Arizona is definitely number one. God, he's good in that. He's so funny in that. Yeah, it's gonna be one of those. One of those three. Because National Treasure, I don't care what anybody's. It's goofy popcorn fun, but it's so entertaining. License to Drive, Silver Bullet. Ooh, Silver Bullet. That was a pretty fun movie, actually. Like probably one of Gary Busey's most likable roles, other than Point Break, which, you know, Utah, give me two. But yeah. Have I seen the trailer to Madden? I have not. I have not seen it yet because I look at it and I go, that looks weird. So I know I haven't seen it yet, but most of the 90s was overrated, but I love The Shadow. I just do. Best Ben Stiller movies. The Cable Guy. That counts because he directed it. And probably There's Something About Mary. And yes, Keith Coogan was the fox in Fox and the Hound. Exactly. Have I ever seen Two Working Men? I mean, I've seen Two Working Men before. Like actual working men? What is that a movie? The only thing that comes up is A Working Man 2. I don't see Two Working Men. That's what comes up. No Tropic Thunder? For what? Oh, for Ben Stiller? No. I think those two movies are better. I love Tropic Thunder. I own Tropic Thunder, but it's not my favorite. Favorite line in Ace Ventura 2? I was going to say, your balls are showing. But, Bumblebee Tuna. Like it's right in my neck. I like that one. Too much is too much. The whole I mean, dude, that movie's so good. That movie's so good. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. No, the movie, The Men at Work. Oh, I remember I saw Men at Work and it was fine. It was just fine. I don't, that's one of those movies where I never understood people liking it. Just never got it. And yes, Keith Coogan's grandpa was Uncle Fester. Yes. But not just that. Jackie Coogan is Hollywood royalty back then. He was in so many things. I like that funny voice. Which one? Best two, Emilio Estevez. All I can think of is Young Guns, but I know he's been in more things that I've actually seen and liked. The one just now. I don't even know. Your balls are showing. Oh, The Breakfast Club. Yeah. Outsider, St. Elmo's Fire. You know what? Repo Man. I actually own that. The Criterion just came out, and I haven't seen that yet. But as of right now, I would probably say Young Guns and then Breakfast Club. But it's weird how many of these I've seen and how many of them I did not like. Of course, a lot of those I haven't seen. A lot of that stuff I haven't seen. Yep. And like, I'm one of those people that like The Outsiders is fine. It's fine. Elway 2K, Young Guns 3 is coming out, supposedly. They keep saying that, but nothing, I haven't heard anything else. What are we vaping on tonight? Happy New Year, gang. Warehouse Dave, how's it going? We're not, because I keep coughing, I haven't been vaping a whole lot, but I have this is the what's it, Chemical X, the Apple Jacks cereal flavor, but not vaping a whole lot tonight. What a fun rabbit hole. I loved Adventures in Babysitting. Well, there you go. Judgment Night had a kick-ass soundtrack. And Free Jack. Oh, Bumblebee Tuna. Yeah. Stiller killed in Something About Mary. For sure he did. For sure he did. No one wants to play with me. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Beautiful country. Dude. 3 favorite box sets ever. You know what? Hey, Movie High Club, that is a good question. If you'll give me just a second, we'll get into that. Be right back. Okay, I gotta go blow my nose. Be right back. Okay, sorry. Real quick, I want to tell a quick story before we get into what I think is one of the coolest things that, as far as like organization and all that kind of stuff, I want to show you. But anyway, so this is going to be a quick story, but it does have to do with Billy. So the night before, Billy passed, we watched the new Arrow edition of A Fistful of Dollars. And this is from Arrow. And Arrow does amazing work on their 4K releases. And this was no different. I actually pulled up my digital copy. I had my iPad with me. So I had A Fistful of Dollars playing on my iPad as we were watching the 4K on his TV, and the difference is just phenomenal. It's beautiful. The new Arrow releases are amazing. And so we sat there and we watched it and we enjoyed it. We really had a good time watching that. And the whole thing was, the next night I was going to come over again and we were going to watch, for a few dollars more, the second movie in the Dollars trilogy. Well, unfortunately, that's when all the stuff went down and we never got to watch it. When we were sitting there and me and Wood are sitting there with Billy's wife, and this is after everything's kind of happened, and Wood stayed for about another week, and we're sitting there talking about things that we, like things that we, like Wood said something along the lines of, he said, I kind of want to take something of Billy's so I can have it, and I kept trying to think of something that had sentimental value for the two of us. You know what I mean? Something that was really important to the two of us. One of the things that Billy's wife tried to do was she said, you guys were watching those movies. You should take those. And I just started crying. And I'm like, number one, those are worth a lot of money. I can't take them. I cannot take those. And it just, because it was like, it feels weird to take something of value that he had. You know, I would rather take something of, you know, that meant something to the two of us, but doesn't have any real, you know, intrinsic value. And so I showed this before, but this is what I ended up with. This was created by a guy in Game Dave's chat, because Game Dave was also in the movie. And he created two of these. He created one for Game Dave and he created one for Billy. And I knew that this wasn't going to be something that anyone would really miss. But it meant something to me and it meant something to Billy. And, you know, I helped him create this movie, you know, Adventures in Game Chasing, and it meant a lot to me, right? So, over the last... and of course, right above that, or right next to it, is my gift from Wood. But one of the things is, for some reason, it just kept coming up. And I kept looking into buying that trilogy. And I finally did buy the standard edition. Christmas came and went, and I was, again, just, ugh. Well, Billy's wife called me, or texted me. She said, hey, I'm going to be in the area. I want to drop off your Christmas present. And I'm like, Christmas present? What are you talking about? She said, Christmas present. And I'm like, okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm still really sick. And she goes, no, I'll just hand it to you and you can take it or whatever. And I'm like, okay. So she rings the doorbell and I'm like, hey, how's it going? You know, and I'm probably, you know, I probably look like hell. And she goes, Merry Christmas. Thank you. You know, and I'm like, thank you. I'm sorry. I didn't really, I mean, I got her son stuff for Christmas, but I didn't get her anything really, you know? And I open it up. Damn it. She gave them to me. The Arrow 4K trilogy. There it is. Now, part of the reason that I didn't want these is because they were his, you know, he bought them and all that kind of stuff, and it just felt so wrong. But at the same time, I also knew that if it came to it, these are worth some money now because they sold out almost immediately. They're amazing sets if you haven't seen them. This is just a fistful of dollars, but of course it comes with a very, very nice booklet, right? Beautiful. Comes with the poster art, with basically this art and this art. So this is the original art from the 60s. Here's the newly put together art. But I was like, damn it. Because I honestly didn't want to take these. Because number one, they're his. Number two, they're actually worth money. And if something was going to happen and I needed to help sell these. So basically the deal is, and she doesn't know this yet, but if it comes to that and we need to start, you know, basically liquidating his collection, I'm paying for these. I'm paying market value for these. I'm not paying what Billy paid for them. I'm paying market value for these. And I'll just slip it in there. But she's actually said we may not actually get, we may not actually need to sell any of it, which is great. But the other Christmas present, and again, that is, I mean, one of the things is and then I found out that Wood was actually looking into it, because Wood was there when I got really emotional about it. And I said, look, if you want to get rid of those, I will pay you for them. I don't want them. I will pay you for them, but I will not just take them. So Wood was going to buy them for me for Christmas. And she told him no, because I'm giving him these. I'm like, damn it, y'all. So anyway, it's very emotional for me to get those. And it's an amazing gift. So, and you know what? Hey, Wraith, how's it going? Good to see you. And Wraith, you're absolutely right. I know that if anybody was going to get them, he would want me to have them. He would. And I know that. But I also know what they're worth. And it feels weird, because I feel like, and the thing was, like, Wood said something along the lines of, you know, like, you were there for him, you know, in his darkest moments and blah, blah, blah. You deserve things, you know. And I'm like, I mean, I understand that. But I don't think anybody really understands what Billy did for me, you know? Like, this channel exists because of Billy. I mean, there's no question. I wouldn't be doing this channel if it wasn't for Billy. I wouldn't have quit my job. You know, I wouldn't have gotten to work on a movie. My life wouldn't have changed completely. That's all him, man. So there's so many things that remind me of him. And now I've got more things that in my collection now that remind me of him. So anyway, I know that I actually had a comment on my my best of, and it's not their fault. It's not their fault, but they're like, man, you kind of went on this like personal storytelling before you got into the best of 2025 or whatever. And I'm like, I mean, yeah, it's important to me, but not everybody gets that. And I understand that. So if you're like, dude, can you knock it off with the whole Billy talk? But I can't help it. Billy is part of this channel. He hung out in the chat so many weeks when he didn't have to. So yeah, it's just going to happen. It's going to happen from time to time. So if you don't like it, I guess there's plenty of other channels to watch, but that's just the way it is. And it's still, man, it just, and thank you, Ricky. Thank you. But it's just, well, I'll tell you this, okay? Billy and I talked before all this went down, and he said, if something happens, I want you to take care of selling all of my movies. And I'm like, no problem, dude. No problem. Are you kidding me? I will absolutely. Yes, Ricky. Thank you for that $2 super chat. Thank you. But it's another one of those things too, where I was looking at his collection and going, pretty much anything he has that I don't, I'll look up market value. I will pay that. I will purchase those. And anything that I don't want or I already have, I'll sell. And that's the way, that was my plan. But now we're at a situation where we don't have to worry about that. So this leads me to something that I've been wanting to do for a long time, and that is catalog everything that I own, movie-wise. So here it is. You ready? So this is a list. Here, I'll do this. List. This is every movie that I have. And these are, what this is it's every movie that I have by itself. Or every movie that I have in the best format that I have it in. So for example, you got that first one, 12 Angry Men, I have it in 4K. 12 Monkeys, I have it in 4K. 13 Assassins, I own it, but it's only on Blu-ray. And then down here, I also have Apple TV. So if anything was just on Apple TV, I own the movie, but I don't own it on any other format. And if Apple TV, so stop, Showzama, if you're still here, I think this is something that you might be interested in. What's also cool is you can export your list of movies into an Excel file or a CSV file from Apple, and then you can import it into this app. And what's cool about this app is instead of typing them in or anything like that, you scan them. So, and what's cool about this one is you can just scan multiple movies and then add them all at the same time. So this is every single movie that I own on any format that I own them on. So I have 4K, Blu-ray, Apple TV, DVD listed here, right? And it's super cool. Now, once you have them in here, then you can, like I said, we can do it like this. And it shows you the IMDb score. So this is really cool. This is really, really neat. Now, what I don't like about it is that you can see, like, there's Alien. There's my 4K. There's my 4K of Aliens. But then the Alien 3, they didn't, because I have the Alien, what is it called? The Alien Anthology on Blu-ray. They don't have it. They don't have it like an Alien 3 Blu-ray cover. That's just the poster, the movie poster. Or the DVD. Oh, that's the DVD. But as you can see, when you click on it, it shows you, hey, this is part of the Alien Anthology Blu-ray set, which is the correct cover, and there's Alien 3. But when you click Aliens, it won't be on, it won't be on there. It won't be on there because I've moved that to the another section, and I'll show you that in a minute. So, there you go. There's all of my movies. And there's a ton. There's a ton of movies. There's 1,210, which I guess is less than a ton. But you use CLZ for your comic collection. That's awesome. Now, see, what I like about this too is you can say, hey, what director do I own the most of? And that's really interesting because you can do that. You can say, hey, let's format by, let's change this by director. Now here, I'm gonna click format first. So by format, I have 448 Blu-rays, 448 movies on Blu-ray that are the best format that I own that specific movie in. I have 408 Apple TV movies that are the best format that I own that movie in. I have 177 4Ks. I have 169 DVDs. And I have 8 Blu-ray 3Ds. So what's cool is I can just say, hey, these are all of my 4K movies. And in most cases, it gives you the correct case. Now, not the Andromeda Strain, that's the DVD cover, not my Arrow cover that I have. But yeah, it's pretty neat, man. It's a pretty neat thing. And of course, here's Bottle Rocket in 4K. Now, that's part of, when you click on it, it's part of the Wes Anderson archive, which are all in 4K. So what I did is I scanned all of my movies and then had to try to figure out which, I'm sure there's mistakes in here because I didn't get to go through all of this. But it is pretty neat. It is a pretty cool system. And there you go. There's a fistful of dollars and for a few dollars more now. Now, here are movies that I consider digital duplicates. Here, I'm going to get rid of this format here. No folders. There you go. So these are all movies that I own digitally, but I either have a Blu-ray or a 4K that's better. So in this case, you see I have Adventures in Game Chasing digitally, but I also have a Blu-ray. So that doesn't really fit. I have Alien on Apple TV, but I own the 4K, so that's better. I own Aliens on Apple TV, but it's better. You guys can see these okay, right? Yeah. So that's what's pretty cool. But you can also change it to make it look like, I don't know, you want to make it look like a shelving unit? There you go. It's kind of neat. Now, earlier, and he's probably already gone. He's probably tired of looking at this. But Movie High Club asked, what were your favorite box sets? Well, I actually have a box set section. These are all my multi-movie sets. And the reason that I did it this way is because when you add it into, like if you add it into the regular movies, the Before trilogy, well, it would just say the Before trilogy. And it would only count Ethan Hawke as being in one movie. But that's not true. Those are 3 movies. So what I did was I took all the box sets out, made it its own little section, but then I added each other like individual movie into the regular system. So there you go. I got the Gary Cooper collection and the Clark Gable collection, which is something that I watched recently. I watched all of these. I think I'd watched Mutiny on the Bounty. I watched all the rest of these. The only movie I didn't like on this one, this Clark Gable one, was the San Francisco. That movie was not great. And let's see. Home in the Afternoon. That was a weird one. I watched the Gary Cooper movies. They were all okay. I liked Love in the Afternoon the least. But still, got to watch them all. But this is kind of neat. And then there's the Wes Anderson archive. Oop, you can't. It won't go all the way down apparently. But there's Yojimbo and Sanjuro. There's Zatoichi. There's my Skywalker Saga set. There's the Stephen King collection that I got from Australia. There's my Shawscope sets, my Shaw Brothers sets. It's pretty neat, man. It's a pretty neat system. Now here are all of my physical duplicates. So these are movies that I have a better version of, whether it's on Apple TV in 4K or whether it's an actual 4K disc. So these are all movies that I have in multiple versions. I have 2 copies. Oh, let me do this. If I go back to vertical cards. So I have the Fifth Element. Where'd that go? There you go. So I have over there, you can see that I have the Blu-ray and the DVD of that. And then here I have Gladiator. I have the Blu-ray and the DVD of that. Fistful of Dollars. I have the standard 4K edition and the DVD edition. So anyway, it's kind of neat to kind of go through this and figure this out. And this took a long time to put together. I got to be honest with you. And then I also have a section for the stand-up stuff that I have. And then I have TV series on its own section. So yeah, kind of neat, man. Kind of neat. Now, let's take a break and see what you guys are saying. Let's see. I want the original 6 Star Trek films in 4K box set, but can't find a decent price on it. Yeah, see, I have all of those digital, like I have the digital set for that. The only movie that I really cared about was the original. So I got that in 4K on disc and I love it. Yeah. I can go down here. And there you go. Star Trek the Motion Picture right in the center there. I got it in 4K. But all the other movies I have either on Apple TV only or on Blu-ray. I have a couple of Blu-rays. Yeah. I have all the Star Wars movies in 4K. And you also kind of have to go in there, and it's kind of annoying. Why is that one up here? Nemesis, it should be Star Trek 10. I wonder if it's counting it as one. Anyway, it's pretty neat, man. It's a pretty neat little system. So, yeah. I love all my Scream Factory box sets. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Scream Factory does a really good job. I think, in my opinion, right now, my number one favorite boutique, manufacturer would be, or boutique label would probably be Second Sight, followed closely by Arrow, followed closely by Criterion, and then you got Kino, you got, all the other ones. But to me, Second Sight is, in my opinion, the gold standard. They set the standard, and then very quickly, Arrow has gotten even better. Arrow has kind of upped their game to be like Second Sight. So, best 3 alternate endings. I got to be honest with you, I don't think about alternate endings that much because they're not the ending. I don't know. I'd have to think about that. There were a couple of games I gave Billy in episode 68 that I would love to have, or in the least for Rob to have them rather than being sold to someone who doesn't know the story behind them. Yeah, as far as I know, nothing is leaving the collection as of right now, except for apparently those 3 movies. Nothing's leaving the collection as of now, as of right now. But, that is nice. Arrow did great with those. Oh, for sure. Arrow, the transfers look brand new. They're so great. So great. I miss Billy so much, and you never got to meet him. Oh, and never got to meet him. He was amazing. Yeah, Jonathan, I mean, he really was. He really was an amazing guy. Don't worry about the price. Focus on you now have something that belonged to a dear friend, and now it belongs to someone who will 100% appreciate and value it. I mean, for sure. I mean, that's all of those things are true. It just feels weird, man. It feels weird to have it. Excuse me. Number 1, your channel, your rules. Number 2, Billy's gone but never forgotten. For sure. Absolutely. And his legacy lives on, for sure. Hey, man, it's like Jacob and Vector, and it's been 26 years since we've been friends. I couldn't stop talking about either one of them if one went away. That's just how it is. Look at you doing the thing. 18 fatal strikes. Yeah, and that's the crazy thing, man. There's so many movies on here that I've never seen. So many I've never seen. And a lot of them, some of them are digital. Like you can see 20 Million Miles to Earth over there, second from the left. That was part of some set that I got, and I still haven't watched it. I have to use Excel daily. I hate it. But it is great for this. And that's the thing. A lot of what I did here to get this all in one place, I had to merge I had to do some VLOOKUPs and all that kind of stuff. I had to do some Excel magic. But yeah, for sure. After 30 years of using it, I don't like it. I mean, I get it. I started using this open source home inventory server for my collection, but I'm kind of just stuffing media in there since it's more for general items. Nice catalog. Yeah, Shozama. It's a really, really neat. Now, that's the thing. That app is it's $20 a year. It's worth it for me because using there was a Blu-ray.com one, and theirs was very, very slow. You had to add each one individually, click and add. Okay. And then, you know what I mean? It was a pain. This one, I could just go down. I could literally, pull out my movies like this, scan, you know what I mean? I could and it would just go. It was awesome. So yeah, $20 a year. The Abyss is a great movie. I mean, it is a good movie. It is a good movie. It's not my favorite James Cameron, but it is very, very good. Long Arm of the Law. Yeah, I didn't really care for that movie. Nice box set section is nice. Best 3 movie artworks or movie posters. I would probably say Raiders of the Lost Ark would be up there. The Thing. Both of those are Drew Struzan, by the way. And I mean, just because I really just love the way it looks, almost all of the Inception posters. I love that. The marketing for that movie. But there's probably many others. There's so many. And Drew Struzan, man, he was just the man. I can't remember the number, but the Star Trek When They Get Whales is one of my favorites. That's 4. In fact, that was Billy's favorite. And in fact, I lent him my iPad, and that is the movie that he watched. So it's still in my watch list because he didn't finish it. He was like 15, 20 minutes away from the end. I'm just leaving it there. I know that's probably one of those weird things. It's like, really? But just leaving it there. Vinegar Syndrome has some good sets. I mean, I only have the one. I say that. I only have one now. I have a couple on the way. But yeah, Vinegar Syndrome is nice, but to me, Second Sight is the one. KP Senti, you go do the thing. Whatever you need to do. X Lookup. What's your favorite James Cameron movie? Oh, well, then that would be if we were going to talk about movies that he wrote, it would be Strange Days. But probably The Terminator. What's your thoughts on Seven Samurai? I know it's a classic, but never seen it. Oh my God. Okay. Glenn, The Seven Samurai I love that movie so much. I've seen it, I don't know how many times. I have the Criterion Blu-ray and I have the BFI 4K. And last year I went and saw it in the theater. I love this movie so much. It is quite long, but it doesn't feel like it. And it's one of those movies that's so well done that it's hard to see anyone ever trying to really remake it. Now, in a weird way, it was remade as The Magnificent Seven and many other films that have kind of taken inspiration from that style of story. But it is absolutely great, and it makes you realize how great black and white photography can actually be. It makes you realize that, and especially knowing that so much of what George Lucas came up with was inspired by Kurosawa, it makes you want to watch all of Kurosawa's films, and you're going to have a great time there because there are some great movies in there. I know, and I own many of them. So yeah, see, here's the thing. So now I can go in here and I can say, director. So there you go. Chang-Chi is my number one. That's the most movies that I have. And it's because of all of those freaking martial arts sets that I have. But the first American or, mainstream director is Ridley Scott with 26, Alfred Hitchcock with 23, Spielberg with 18, Kurosawa with 12. And then we're getting into a couple of Kenji Misumi, Lau Kar-Long. Both of those are Shaw Brothers. Quentin Tarantino, then Christopher Nolan, then Richard Donner, then Wes Anderson. I own the 10 Wes Anderson films. So yeah, this is really, really cool. So click on Kurosawa. Those are all the Kurosawa films that I own, which is really neat. Oh, you can't see. Here, let me get my stupid fat head out of the way. There you go. And of course, when I click on Yojimbo, it should show. Yeah, there's the Yojimbo and Sanjuro set up in the top corner there. It's very, very cool, man. This is a really neat system. So yeah, this is neat, man. This is really neat. I love that I can look up, here's all the Ridley Scott movies I own. Oh, here's all the Spielberg movies that I own. That's freaking cool, man. And yeah, there's the post, Bucho, if you're listening. But yeah, it's awesome. This is an awesome, it's just awesome, man. I love it. Oh, and here's my Quentin Tarantino ones. And for some reason, they put Sin City in there, even though technically he only shot a scene. So there should be technically 10 movies there, but there's really 9. And you might be saying, but Rob, why do you only own Reservoir Dogs on DVD? It's because, it's fine. I've seen that movie a couple of times, or a few times, and I've seen it enough. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Here's all my Christopher Nolan films. So there you go. It's a really, really cool system. And then you can say, hey, who's the number 1 actor? It's Ku Feng. And then Ti Lung. Then Lo Le. The first one American actor is Samuel L. Jackson with 23 because of Marvel and because of Star Wars. Wait. Oh, he's not first. Okay. See, that's wrong because he's in episode 1. But for some reason, he's not listed in the cast there. So there should be 24. But anyway, this is a very cool system. And of course, they're using IMDb for this stuff. So here's Tom Cruise with 20. I own 20 Tom Cruise movies. Of course, a lot of 8 of them or 7 of them are Mission Impossible movies. But yeah, it's a pretty neat little system, man. Pretty neat system. But yeah, okay. Your question was, what do I think of Seven Samurai? I think you have to see it. Like, you need to see this movie. This is a movie that it's consistently in the top movies of all time. And there's a reason why. So yeah, watch it any way you can. I know that it's on HBO Max right now. Yeah. Just, you're going to look at that runtime and you're going to go, oh my God. But don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Welcome, Vinny. Good to see you, sir. I'm sorry I didn't say hi to you earlier, but hello. It's good to see you. Thank you for telling me about Billy's favorite Star Trek movie. Oh, no problem. No problem. And yeah, it's definitely Star Trek 4. I got my son the Star Trek Kelvin Trilogy 4K box set for $18 on Amazon's Christmas sale. Yeah, and I own all of them. I own whichever the first one was. I guess it's just called Star Trek, and Into Darkness on Blu-ray, and then I have Beyond in 3D. But I also have the digital versions of them, and I'm like, I know you have mixed feelings on found footage, but have you seen Noroi the Curse? So good. I have mixed feelings on found footage. I mean, the best found footage movie I own. The best of all time. I own. See, this is really cool because really quickly you can just go, oh yeah. There's where is it at? There it is. Bam, Blair Witch Project. Oh, and by the way, there's your cast, your crew, and all that stuff, but there's the trailer as well. This is a really cool system, guys. And I know that this is a paid thing, but I had a lot of fun putting this together. So, I've never seen Noroi the Curse. Let's see what the hell. Oh, sorry, my face was gone. It's all right. Nobody needs to see my face anyway. 2005 Japanese horror film. Japanese found footage. Presented as a documentary. I haven't seen it, and you know what? I'm gonna have to put this on the list. Where is my? Where's my freaking list? There it is. Is that my list? Yes. What was it called again? No, Roy. The Curse. Seventh. Thank you. What movie do you want to add to your collections the most? What movie do you want to add to your collections the most? That's an interesting question. What's the runtime to watch all your movies? It actually tells you. I don't think it tells you on the web, but I think it tells you in the app. Where did I see that? Is it under? No. I've actually seen that before. Maybe it's no. Oh, I know where. It's under statistics. "100 days, 17 hours, 10 minutes." Is that right? I don't know if that's right. I don't know if that's pulling from every section. No, I think it is pulling. It is pulling correctly. So apparently the movie uh the year with the most movies that I own is from 2015, then 2017, then 2003, then 1972, then 2016, 2007, 97. It's all over the place, which is kind of neat. There are it's funny. Okay. Movies by IMDb rating. Here, let's pull that up. Uh um, mm, um audience rating? No. That's not right. All movies. Um mm, Okay, that's weird. I thought you could sort by oh maybe it's here. Ah, here it is. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, I didn't realize that this wasn't showing. So some of these are not rated at all, but it's because they're multi sets or whatever. Like 12 Angry Men, that should be on there. But look at that. So Cross Rise of the Villains, which is the movie that Yoshi gave to me, and it's because he's in it. Yeah, a 2 on the scale. And then Christmas Twister 3.4, then Superman 4, then Battle Royale 2, then Megalopolis, and so on and so forth. So these are the worst movies in my collection as far as IMDb rating, which I think is kind of funny. And then that should be way higher. Adventures in Game Chasing, I'm sorry, it's better than a lot of the movies above it, in my opinion. But hey, I'm biased. But anyway, it's very, very cool. Very cool system. Let's see. But yeah, there. But Jonathan, to answer your question, there's no movie that I technically need. Like I own, um, the movies that I love. I have a copy of something. You know, like Strange Days. I don't have a DVD of that, but I do have a digital copy of that. Um, Everything else I have a copy of it. It's just not in the 4K format that I want. Um, but yeah, how do I get access to your archives? I want to watch these too. I don't think you can. Um, but yeah, I just think it's a really neat way to see everything. I can't help but notice you don't own Turk 182. Sorry. Yeah, T Lung. And yeah, no Days of Thunder. I don't own Days of Thunder. I've seen it I used to watch that movie all the time. I had it on VHS or recorded off of cable back in the day. So I watched it a lot back then. Seven Samurai is only $9.99 on Apple TV right now. Vinny, I destroyed the beaver nuggets. Oh my god, I'm such dude. I'm telling you, they are awesome. I'm glad you enjoyed them. It's one of those things where it's like, you know, if you go to Buc-ee's, you got to have the beaver nuggets, man. I actually have the 4K of Seven Samurai, but needed that extra push to get around to watching it. Now I'm excited. Oh, Glenn, I'm telling you, it's foundational, man. It's just, and it's the thing where for me, when I watched Seven Samurai, I went, oh my God, where has this been my whole life? Number one. Number two, it made me seek out each and every single one of Kurosawa movies that I could get my hands on, which I did. And there's more that I haven't seen, including one that's on HBO Max right now that I've never seen. In Redbeard. I still haven't seen that one. But there's, yeah. Leave stream right now and watch it, Robin. I give you permission. The film I want in my collection the most is The Day the Clown Cried. Do you have a movie that's your guilty pleasure because most people didn't like it or it was well received? I love Police Academy, at least the first 4 in the series, the Naked Gun series as well. You own F1. I do not. But as I was showing off earlier, Amazon has a sale going on right now, 3 for $33, and F1 is one of the movies that you can get for it. In fact, I was planning on getting Superman, F1, Weapons, Sinners, Boogie Nights, and Constantine. I think those are the 6 I was going to get. And then I went, I don't need these movies right now. So I just haven't done it yet. I may go back and get some of those, but yeah. So 3 for 33. Yeah. But F1 is definitely, in fact, all of those movies are, well, at least from this year, are some of my favorite movies this year. I loved F1. I loved Sinners. I loved Weapons. And I loved Superman. I thought those were all great. Now, if One Battle After Another was already out, I'd probably get that one too. But it's not part of that sale, of course. Yeah, Jerry Lewis threw in a vault to prevent anyone from ever seeing it. Yeah, see, that's how Rufus. That's how he rolls. That's how he rolls. Oh, by the way, one more thing. 2 more things. Shozama actually brought this up earlier, and I wanted to just touch on it. So there's been a report that came out from Puck.News that is apparently ran by a guy that is pretty well respected in the movie scoops kind of area, has said that Kathleen Kennedy is going to announce her exit from Lucasfilm this month, and then Dave Filoni and Lin-Manuel Brennan are going to succeed her. So 2 people, just like James Gunn and Peter Safran, are the heads of DC, the co-heads of DC. These 2 folks, Lin-Manuel Brennan and Dave Filoni, will be the co-heads of Lucasfilm. Of course, Dave Filoni will take over basically be the creative head of Lucasfilm, and Lin-Manuel Brennan will be more of the, the behind the scenes, the producer types of roles, the answering to the big wigs and all that kind of stuff. Now, number one, we don't know for 100% certain that this is true. I unless they dropped it on Deadline, Hollywood Reporter, or Variety in the last few hours, this has not been confirmed by anyone, and Lucasfilm has not responded to it. If it is true, which it sounds like it may actually be true this time, we'll have to see. We'll have to see what happens. Creatively, I haven't been especially blown away by what Dave Filoni has done since Rebels. But that doesn't mean that he doesn't have a plan. You know, he may have a plan to move Star Wars forward. I feel like Star Wars is in a situation right now where not a whole lot of people care about Star Wars, including me. I'm a huge Star Wars fan. I mean, I have multiple Star Wars things all over this freaking room and this house. But there's not a whole lot of like excitement when it comes to Star Wars right now. And that's what needs to happen. I don't think that Mandalorian and Grogu, the movie coming out in 2026 in a few months, is going to move the needle any. And I'm not sure if Starfighter that comes out next year with Ryan Gosling and directed by Sean Levy, who just, you know, directed some episodes of Stranger Things at season 5. I don't know if this is, I don't know. But the one thing that you have to, you know, everybody needs to realize is that if Mandalorian and Grogu and Starfighter are good, you have to attribute those to Kathleen Kennedy, not to Dave Filoni or Lumen Brennan. And if they're bad, well, you can't blame Dave Filoni and Lumen Brennan. And you probably could put some of the blame on Kathleen Kennedy. Now, that's the thing about the whole Lucasfilm situation since Kathleen Kennedy took over. Okay? There's been some good and there's been some bad. There's been some really bad. There's been some really good. I mean, in my opinion, it is one of the single best things to ever come out of Star Wars, especially since the original trilogy, is under Kathleen Kennedy's watch. Andor seasons 1 and 2. Fantastic. But then we also got The Acolyte, which I think was one of the worst things to come out of Star Wars. The Rise of Skywalker, one of the worst things to ever come out of Star Wars. Both under Kathleen Kennedy's reign. But the thing is, she's basically an Uber producer. And she answers to her Disney overlords, which in most cases is going to be Bob Iger. So it's different. It's different than it is with something like Marvel. Marvel has more, I feel like they have more control. But I just find it weird that when, you know, like when a movie comes out, a Marvel movie comes out and it doesn't do well, nobody goes and blames Kevin Feige. They usually blame the director or something, you know? It's like they don't, I don't know. It's weird. If something doesn't work for Marvel, they just kind of like, okay, you know, and it's not that, it doesn't seem like it's that big of a thing. But for some reason, when somebody doesn't like something from Star Wars, man, they really go after Kathleen Kennedy. And I just don't think that's fair. Because it's not just one person that's making a thing. You know, there's a lot of decisions that are being made on multiple levels of whatever that are they're having an impact. The thing is if this is true, we won't see the fruit of these labors until at least 2 years. Because it will take that much time for Filoni and Brennan to get their foot in the door, plant their stakes down and say, this is what Lucasfilm is now, and this is how we're moving forward. And then things will start to go into production. They will be greenlit at that time, and it will take a long time. So Starfighter, you won't be able to, you know, it's just like people were blaming James Gunn for The Flash. And it's like, James Gunn didn't have anything to do with The Flash. James Gunn wasn't hired to be the head of DC until after The Flash was already in production. You can't blame that on him. Now, you can blame, if you didn't like Creature Commandos, if you didn't like Peacemaker, if you didn't like Superman, you can blame James Gunn. Because he was kind of either the head creative or the head of the studio. I don't know. It's just an interesting thing. So, And you son of a... Wraith just gave me the digital code for F1 on 4K as a Christmas present. Thank you, Wraith. Thank you so much. You are... I'm going to get you. I'm going to get you. But I really do appreciate that. Thank you so much. I just saw that. Anyway, so the situation is that's the situation. Now, the thing is this may or may not be true. You know how many different reports have come out saying that Kathleen Kennedy was leaving? I mean, a lot. A friggin' lot. And it still is not a thing. I also want to mention, but thank you, Wraith. I really do appreciate that. I'm going to mention this a couple of times going forward in the coming weeks. And it's just because, well, he's my nephew. He's my nephew, and he's put himself out there, and he's awesome. His name is Blake Stevenson, and the dude can freaking shred. This dude is awesome, okay? So what I want to do for a second here, as we close out the stream, I want to play a couple things. But here's the in fact, here, I'm just going to do this. What I should do is I should make a Nightbot. Can you set up a thing for him? But there's the website. And of course, his stuff is available on Apple Music and Spotify, and Instagram and YouTube and Facebook and all those things. But I'm going to play this off of Apple Music, okay? And this should work. Let me see if it'll actually work. Nope. For some reason, it stopped working. Again, it stopped working. Okay, let's try this again. Sorry. Yeah, how awesome is that? But that's just the first song before the storm, or part of the first song. I want to play this The Way of the Warrior. Listen to this crap. Okay, I'm here, dude. Go check this guy out, man. He's awesome. This is the last song, Fields of Clover. Awesome. He's great. He's great. And like I said, that's my nephew. That's my nephew. That's my sister's boy. He's not a boy no longer, but he's awesome. And yeah, you should totally check it out if you want. And I'm gonna be using this stuff. I say using it. You know, we're gonna be playing this stuff from time to time. So take that. Now here's the thing. It'll be interesting to see if my stream gets claimed. Because I don't know if it'll actually do that. Like it might actually claim it. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. That was I think it's cool. I think it's cool that my nephew, I mean, he's so freaking talented. And he's writing a book. And I told him that if we ever get to make Chuckleheads, that I want him to help with the music. Because the guy can write all kinds of music, not just guitar, you know, central kind of music. But anyway, so there you go. So let me get caught up in here, and then we'll move on over to the Discord. Oh, I guess I should end the poll. 49% of the people are looking forward to Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey. Second place was Spielberg with Disclosure Day, and then Denis Villeneuve for Dune Part 3, and then at the bottom, Ridley Scott in The Dog Stars. The Dog Stars, man, I'm hoping that movie's going to be awesome. I hope it's going to be awesome. Let's see. Robin Williams kind of, sort of, but not really remade The Day the Clown Cried with Jacob the Clown. Let's see. Wraitha's legend, and I heard through the grapevine, hung like a horse. Is that true, Rufus? How do you know this? But anyway, there again, please, you know, go check him out. Yeah. And Ana de Armas. Really looks like someone I can't place it. Like a young Chris Cornell, maybe? She's the AI girlfriend in the new Blade Runner. I was joking. Yes, she does. Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. But anyway, you guys got anything else? Got anything else before we? I'm gonna have to. You know, once we end the stream, I'm gonna have to take a quick break and kind of clean up my. You know, all this mess. But it went. I think it went pretty well tonight. It went pretty well tonight. I wasn't so. My throat was okay. I think it worked out. So yeah, I'm over here in the old what do you call it? In the Discord chat. So when y'all are ready, we can pop on over there. Let me see. Let me do this. Why is this? Did y'all just stop chatting? Or, oh, okay. My chat hung up. That was weird. I have a lot of Twitch emotes I'd post, but we're on YouTube. I'm sorry, Vinny. Sounds like it can be in a hit video game. I think it's really, really cool. Juan Jick. It's like the mellow parts of Between the Buried and Me. I dig it. Oh, dude, and he's got a bunch of different kinds of music too. It's really, really cool. No Choice for Digger. Oh, yeah, no, you can only have 4. I was like, what are you talking about, Wraith? No, you could only have 4. I was gonna add I was gonna add Inarutu. I was gonna add Fincher for the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood sequel that's going on Netflix. But yeah. Yeah, I only had 4 choices. So once I got to that point, I was like, oh, okay, well, I guess that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. So guys, thank you so much. Did I show this? I didn't actually, did I? Yeah, I got this too. This was no. No, Rufus. Did that come through? It probably didn't. This is the
You hope it didn't? Why? What's wrong with my voice?
No, I'm saying I don't think it did, and I think it's because of the stupid audio capture thing's not working. It's probably coming through my mic. Let me see. If I do this, if I go like this, can you say something now, Rufus?
Something now, Rufus.
Now it comes through. Okay, so the new setup in the audio capture on Mac, you have to actually select which program you're going to use to capture audio, which is dumb. But anyway, no, this is the Anbernic RG40XXV. And
nice.
yeah, I got it basically so I could play like Super Nintendo games like this. Now, I mean, I do have a Steam Deck as well, but it's big. You know what I mean? It's like a big system. This is just a little guy, you know, and it's kind of neat. So yeah. So take that. So for example, let's see if this loads. And it's got that cool little which this honestly is one of the worst thumbsticks I've ever felt. That yeah. So if I want to play some Super Castlevania 4, I can. I don't know. It's pretty cool.
It's got the Hoy.
So, you know.
Company
It's cool. So anyway, that was my late Christmas gift to myself, and it was like $70. So, yay. But guys, I hope you had a great Christmas, and I hope you had a happy New Year. And I'm sorry that things screwed up at the beginning of the stream, and I'm sorry that I'm not better as a person and a host and all the things. I don't know what I'm saying, but hey, have a good one. Have a good one, and we'll see you next week. Bye.